Alright, hello and welcome back to Stationeers. Today I hope I can get the greenhouse firing up while I'm do some other stuff in the furnace. So I was doing some discussion with Discord and figuring out in the creative world about the furnace. And it's really unfortunately how it works. Let me get outside and I can explain. So I think I got all the seeds with 10 except cocoa here, but everything else, yeah, it's 10. So I need to actually, and the mushrooms, right? I need to actually move all this. I have a lot of trash with me. Okay, let's bring some seeds with me and then I bring the rest later. So I can bring at least 3, 4, and 5. Battery should not be using this battery. Oh, I never used the nuclear battery I made for Amy. I guess I could bring this battery and actually that's not what I want. Yeah. And then I put into M just to move it to work again because I'm starting to run low on everything that's not copper and iron. Because I'm also selling out the copper and iron, which is not great. And I fixed the fact that she's gonna run out of battery and just get stuck here for forever later. So get this put over there. Is there any storm coming? Not blinking, no. Okay, so I can drop this here. Real fast I can grab you. Import. And just change the power instead of 50%. Which should be here. I put in 10% because that's a nuclear battery, right? It's gonna take forever to get to 10%, I hope. And then you can go back to work. Thank you. So the furnace here, right? So I dismantle again the room, right, and push everything to a vacuum. I changed the code here so it is gonna room over all the rooms again. Right, so this jump array here comments, so it's actually going over all the rooms again. What I did on the control here, so at the end here, right, so there is this pop RA and then it's set the main ship setting to 0, right, and then the main ship is just waiting the settings to go 0 to continue doing the work. So instead of just setting the main ship on the 0 right away and then getting out, so it's not definitely, it's in other words, it's not running anything, right, it's just doing nothing. So that's why the furnace are not doing anything. I was able to push this back up to the temperature I want, which is 2.2K. Surprisingly, during the day I have enough power to keep up with those heaters, pipe heaters, which is why this is actually that hot. And yeah, so the problem with the furnaces is this was like voiding heat like crazy. And it was voiding heat, so I did some tests on the creative world because of the radiators, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna remove the radiators. That's not really a problem with the radiators. So the way the game handled the heating on the furnace itself and the radiators is the same way. In my head, the furnace radiates to the room, and then the radiators also radiate to the room. And that's only true if the room is above 1 atmospheric or something like that, which is like 101 or 100 more than 100 at least. Otherwise, you just consider it's going to the word itself, even though it's inside the room, right? Which is annoying because to be considered near vacuum or close to vacuum, I think it's like below 15 kPa or lower than that. And I was assuming you just need to be above this, but that's not true. So that's some inconsistency how the game handled. But if you just want the simple explanation, you need this to be above 1 atmosphere, and 1 atmosphere is like 101 for something. So my tests I did with 135, and thanks to the help on the Discord, I think you need to be like above 130. So that's why I was losing heat like no tomorrow, because I have a bunch of radiators and it was just voiding because the pressure was at 60 kPa, right? It was not the furnace problem because the furnace was actually empty, right? Those furnaces have nothing inside. But as soon as I put gas inside the furnace and remove the radiators, which was my idea, then it would be the exact same problem because the furnace will ignore the room and just radiate to the wood. Make no sense whatsoever, but that's how the game works. So that's what you need to contend with. So we're gonna need to fix the code there. One thing I did is I add this new computer here and this new circuit housing here. It's empty. I call this furnace dial because what I'm gonna do is move the dial. I have this set dials and then the set room control, right? So we're gonna move all the set dials code from the other ship to the other ship, right? And then this will give me room to work with the exceptions on the room, like this case here where I don't wanna keep filling up and then cooling everything down. And I also add this, where is it? Here. The pipe analyzer on the hotline because I don't want to keep cooling my hotline below 2K. So I also want to keep an eye on the hotline here. So that's why I need more lines. So we're going to split the ships. But not now. I'm not going to work with the furnace now. I'm going to leave the greenhouse to... I should not be doing this because I'm going to have to pass to another airlock. I can just go over here. Oh, yeah, some pipes are green, other pipes are not. Well, that's the bad side of these stairwells. You can't really put walls here. That's annoying. Anyway, so let's work on the greenhouse here. I have another. Oh yeah, because I took from him. Yeah. Okay, so I put the lockers up there. I don't think the lockers should be up here because this is the room that will have like a different pressure. No pressure, temperature. Guess I need lockers downstairs as well. Oh, that's ridiculous, terrible, yeah. I'm not gonna use this. Yep, I'm not using this. So for now, I'm just gonna throw the seeds on the ground there and then keep working. The disc can leave here for now. You guys, I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. So let's use this one then. And I need to print more. Not like I'm missing iron, because this costs iron, right? I use the other one that's slightly bigger just because you have more space for iron consumption, but in this case, yeah, I'm gonna use this. I have a gazillion iron. Oh, you landed in a... Didn't I have like 5 seeds? I left one on the ground there. Oh, come on. Oh, the cables, yeah. Crap. I don't want to lose my seeds. Can't really see from here. There's no concern for store. Yeah, no, I didn't left on the ground. Am I crazy? I had only 4 seeds. Well, sure, I have 5 seeds. Battery, yeah, this battery gonna last for quite a while. Guess I'm crazy. Well, since I'm outside, let's do outside jobs. So we're gonna need to work with this guy here, right? So cooling valve 35, yeah, that's already named. Cooling valve 25. Filtration, I don't need to read you. We're gonna need to work with the pumps. Alright, so this will be carbon dioxide, CO, carbon dioxide.
Waste tank critical.
Crap.
Temperature high. Temperature critical.
I forgot that I had this. So how am I gonna call this? Lower. So lower room. Main. I don't know. Yep. Nitrogen is just N, right? And then you have those. I could just use the jetpack, right? Upper level. Carbon dioxide. Yeah. CO2, right? And then nitrogen is just nitrogen. Yes. So I need this signed because I'm gonna need to use those to add gas. What else do I need to control externally? The valves, I already set names. They are already working. Power. Yes. The pumps as well. Making sure everything is connected. Yes. These will add a little bit of gas inside, but that's fine. By the way, this never blows up. My 47 megapascals exactly as it should. And this is slowly filling up with nitrogen. I think I'm gonna have to tweak the numbers because this is 47 megapascals. This is at 40. So I'm gonna put this to 45 and this to 40. So I guess I put this one to 47. This to 45.
Power low.
And I code it to 40, yeah. So there is a higher pressure here, lower here, so it works a little faster. Because this is like 47 megapascals and this has like 4. And it's really struggling to push the nitrogen there. Because it can't push the carbon dioxide here. At least that's my guess. And so I lower this to 45. Dump. So lower this to 45. Gonna push me high. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Then I turn you off. Import. So the waste here, come on, just load it.
Power critical.
Really? So waste is 47.
Temperature high.
Okay, it's already there. Don't worry. And then you turn off, please. You are keeping to 45. We're gonna keep to 40 then. Okay, so this should make it run a little faster. Yeah, so this at 45, this at 47. It's not there yet. Gonna get there at some point. So this should feel a little bit faster. Not really needed, but the medium filter is 74%. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, let's go inside then. Or I guess I can take my battery here. Since I'm outside. Do I need now? I don't need battery. Why did I come here? Because inside the greenhouse there is the wireless battery stuff. So it's not really needed.
Waste tank critical.
Well, I guess I can just do this. And charge a little bit on my waste while I drink and eat something. There's some strawberries here. Annoyingly, you can't put those inside here. So the items like strawberries, what was the other one? Watermelon. Those doesn't go inside the automated oven, because I guess there is no recipe for them, so it just voids it, which is annoying. Does it void the switchgrass? It doesn't. Interesting enough, it voids seeds, it voids the other stuff, but doesn't void the switchgrass. Yep, consistency. Give me this berry just for case. So I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seeds. I'm sure I took 5 seeds. Yeah, why the heck do you only have 4 seeds there? I lost 1 seed. I need to know which seeds I lost. Did I really lost a seed? Or I left somewhere? That's not great. I need to find that seed. Yeah. I knew it was not crazy. I was like, what the heck was my seed? So, fern. Cocoa. Oh, why is this here? Then there is the wheat. The rice. Wait, what? There's the wheat. Can't see crap with this here. Better. Yeah, I guess I gotta have too much of those. So there it is. I have this one extra here. My suit, I almost went out without the suit. Where did I lost my seed? It's not here. Did I drop up here when I was doing something. What I put inside the locker here? No. Am I that crazy? Yeah, I'm not seeing the seats. There was a cable here, I took the cable. If we're here, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I'm gonna have to look at the video just to see what the heck I did with the seat. Or did I left inside the... Ooh, I think it's inside the locker there and I just didn't realize it was left there. Yeah, that might be it. No, never mind, there is 5 seats, I just thought it was 4. Oh well. So much for that. Okay. So yeah, I put a little bit of gas here because I turned the pump to test. I guess I can vacuum again. Just for sake of fact. Yeah, that's what I... So I put this door here. My idea was to have this hole cover over here. And then you open and you pass. But then this is not really passable, right? There's this background here. So instead I put it here and then I paint it green, but the paint doesn't really affect anything. It's still gray. So I put this door here just for... Well, there is the maintenance room. That's mainly the idea here. Right, so we're gonna have 1, 2... The computer here. Control this. So I can call this lower level. And I can call this upper level. Okay. I still have something here. It's not really a full vacuum. Doesn't really matter much. So what I need to do is just control the gas in with the temperature, right? Push a little bit of gas, wait it to cool down, push it more gas, wait to cool down. That's the main idea. So on the lower level here, so on the lower level, right? So what I need to do is start yield. So I need to load into where 0 from, let's name those alias it's called pressure because that's the only room. R15, then alias temperature R14. So I load into pressure from the gas sensor that I need to somehow get it. Pressure. Then I load the same temperature into the temperature. Great. So we're going to define target temp as in this case 25 and then define target press at 70. So if I'm below 70, it doesn't matter which gas I'm gonna run both, right? So I'm gonna need the pumps. So save if it's less than I need the ratios, right? Yes. Alias CO2 ratio ratio CO2 R13 alias ratio nitrogen R12 15 14 13 12. So loading to ratio CO2 from gas sensor ratios carbon dioxide, and then nitrogen. Okay. Temperature, pressure, and ratios of both. That's all I need. Right, so safe is less than int or 0 from target press. No. If the pressure is below, need more gas. So this is one variable. Save. Now I need my upper and lower limit for heating and cooling, right? This room here will only cool down. The room above will need to heat up a little bit. Do it? No, it shouldn't. Okay, let's think this after make this one work. So I have the target pressure. Just checking if I'm below 70. The temperature here is for the cooling. So if I'm above gonna keep what 2 degrees difference. So fine temp offset of 2, which means I'm gonna need another variable alias temp, just temp R11, not temp. I need cooling. Yes, that's what I need. It's always what I always use. Just say, hey, we are in cooling mode. So if the pressure is below this, we're gonna need to run it. Now if the temperature needs to be below the maximum. Right, so in this case, so I need to add into R1 for temperature, target temperature. What am I doing? Tag temperature plus this. This is what I want to do, yes. So I read my maximum. So this is like if above max temp. So we don't want to add any gas because it's gonna heat even more. Safe is greater than R1 into R1 from if the temperature reading is greater than what we add, which is the target temperature plus the offset. Oh, and then it bugs the I hate this. Great. So there I check the pressure. Here I check the maximum temperature, so I don't add gas when I'm already hot enough. Now I need to check the ratios, right? So do I need to check the ratios? Why not? Save if it's less than into R2 from ratio carbon dioxide 0.3, and same for nitrogen. if it's below 30%. What else do I need to check? So minimum pressure, I'm reading pressure, temperature, I'm checking the max temperature, not the min temperature, so I need to do the cooling. Right, to do the cooling I need to read the temperature and then check if I'm above the max, which I'm doing right now. That's not how I do it. How I do is the select and then the cooling. Then you need to check when we enter in cooling mode. Once we enter in cooling mode, then we add the offset to the temperature. So I guess I don't need this. I just need to check, hey, we are in a cooling mode, so don't add any gas. So while we are in cooling mode, don't add gas. That will be the same as this one, yes. So let's move this down. So I guess I can just 1, 2 here. So read the temperature. Let's redo this. Need to add the offset, right? And yes, we need to add. So first we need to select based on the cooling, right? We're going to start with cooling at 0, move cooling at 0. So select into 3 from cooling. If it's 1, we select the offset. Otherwise, we select 0. Then we add into 3 from the temperature, the offset. This will give me the temperature with the offset. And then we just check. Safe is greater than into 3 from R3. No, I need a maximum. Okay, I need to have the maximum somewhere, so I don't need to do an add to R3 from this, because usually I have a maximum hard coded like 27, and this is not the actual value, right? So this is in C. I need to converge to Kelvin. That's a terrible way to do. I always do this. So I'm just setting this because on the other room I want to just change the values on the top here, and then that's why I'm doing all the calculations. So add into R3 the target temperature plus offset, which will go to 27. So then I need to read on R4 here. From R4, so select cooling, then I add, and then I save into the cooling itself. I don't need another variable, yes. If R4 is greater than the maximum, which is R3. So what this basically does is I'm on 25, so it doesn't do anything. I'm gonna still read 25. I'm 26, gonna still read 26 because I'm adding 0. Right? Even if I'm 24, 23, I'm gonna keep adding 0. So when it gets 27.1, this is above 27, right? So now it's gonna start reading the offset of 2, which means it's gonna read whatever temperature it is, which is 27 plus 2, which is gonna be 29.1. And then the cooling will be 1 until we go all the way down to 27 again. And once we hit 27, we actually gonna be at 25 because we are adding 2. That's what this is doing. So it doesn't keep constantly turning on, off, on, off, on, off. You don't need this. If you don't mind the the clack, clack, clack when the device is at the edge. It turns on, it cools a little bit and turn off, then it heats up a little bit and turn on, and keep doing this. It's really annoying. Okay. So that's all I need, right? I know if I need more gas, need more CO2, right? Need more nitrogen. Set the cooling 3, so is in cooling mode. So this is how I need to define if I can run the pumps or not. So what do I need to run the pump? I need to run the pump if I have no gas and I'm not in cooling mode. So what does I have no gas mean? If either of those is below 30% or if I'm below 70. So let's start with those two here. So save is less than, we already did this. So I just need an OR here, right? So OR into R1 for R1 or R2. This is those two, right? So am I needing any of these gases? I need to know which gas I'm needing. Yes, never mind. I have a specific pump for each one. So what I need is, do I need to run both pumps? Because I'm below 30, below 70. Or do I need to run a specific pump? Right, okay. So in that case, that will be this or this for one pump, and then this or this for another pump. And the result I do an end with cooling inverted, because I can't be cooling. Oh boy. So save equal to 0. This is inversion into R5 cooling, and it is not cooling, just so we can do end. Right, so now the carbon dioxide pump, so the CO2 pump will run if this or this, right? So that will be or into R1 from R1 and R0, and then an AND into R1 from R1 and not cooling. And that will be the save into the CO2 pump, which I don't have, on R1. I'm gonna also put the setting here. I'm gonna leave the setting for now. If it's overshooting too much, I can manually turn it off. Shouldn't, because this room is quite big, so it should be quite slow. And do the same for nitrogen. Right, so it's an OR on R2 into from R2 in R0 because it's this one. Then is an AND from R2, R2 and R5, which is I'm not in cooling mode. So do we need gas? Do we need nitrogen? And we are not cooling. Save into and pump on R2. This is it, right? Yeah. And then the actual cooling I can do right here, right? So cooling valve, I save into cooling valve on just the cooling mode. And yeah, that's all I need. So I need a gas sensor, a cooling valve, and both pump. So I can do with pins here. It will be easier. Yeah, so let's say here. So alias gas sensor will be D0. Alias cooling valve D1. Alias CO2 pump D2. And then alias nitrogen pump will be D3. That's all the code I need. I'm on the lower level, which is this guy here. I do export, turn it on, turn it off. And I need to name everything. I don't have names from the gas sensor, right? Where is the gas in here? Lower level gas sensor, lower level gas, that's enough. I don't think I'm gonna need the wall heaters. I might need because I equalize with a cold atmosphere. Yes, yes, yes. Here. This is the upper level gas sensor. That's not what I want. I want gas sensor. So, audio power control. Shoot. CO2 lower gas sensor, right? Gas sensor. Upper level gas, lower level gas. That's the one. Then this is the cooling valve. Cooling valve 25. Yeah, that's the one. Then it's CO2 pump. Shoot CO2 lower level. Yes. I should call this pump instead of just CO2 lower level. So this one, nitrogen pump. CO2. A bunch of grow lights. And lower level, that's the one. And nothing and nothing. So I turn you on. You should start flooding these with gas. A little bit and then wait for it to cool and then keep repeating the cycle. So let's see if it works. I need to turn you off, of course. So there you go, I have some gas. Now we should enter in cooling mode. And it's rapid cooling, exactly. And then it should repeat the cycle. That's exactly what I want. So now I can go to the upper level. It is this guy here. So the upper level will be a target of 35. Oh, I forgot about it. Okay, turn it off. I need to go outside and turn off the valve. I forgot to convert the temperature. I always forget to convert the temperature. Why? Please stop cooling. Thank you. Gonna check real fast. cooling here, but what is doing my cooling? It's not this guy. The cooling is done by the chip on the top, right? I think it is. Yeah, it's not this one. Okay.
Oxygen critical.
Yeah, everything's fine, don't worry. Did I had more seeds? No, never mind. Oh, storm. Great. So aim should be back. Let me check if aim is back. How much time do I have? 8-2. Not much. Where the heck is this ship? Ship is here. Please. 29, right? So 32. 90.15 is 20. Okay, never mind. That's all I need to remember, because last time I put 70 and that is 0. Is aim there? Yeah, it is. How is the battery? Battery is more than fine. That's so useful. Oh wait, the oars. I'm gonna get stuck inside. Then leave the oars there. So upper level, let me export this to the upper level, we'll go to the lower level, and there's a storm. Added this, I tweaked the temperature later, but I think so 293.15, this is 20, right? So I want 25, so I add 5, this is 8. I hope, right? So 25C. Temperature offset doesn't change, pressure, everything else is the same. I mean, I'm going up by 2 Kelvin, not 2 C. But then this is the same, right? Yeah, it's the same. Okay. Let's see. Barely have any gas here, so it should cool down to 25, not 20. Gonna find out. Go to the upper level, export to the upper level. Now we come here. So the target here is 10 more, so 308. 35. Then I'm gonna need the temperature offset, the target pressure, the gas sensor, the cooling valve, the seal pump. All this. I also gonna need alias on the door, D4, and the wall heaters are gonna do batch. Okay. So you're gonna need to define hash, which is wall heater. Kit wall heater, not the kit, the actual wall heater, which is this. Great. So this will be exactly the same, right? So read the target pressure, everything, do the offset with the calculation of the temperature, so nothing should change. Cooling valve, the pumps, yep. So what I need to know if is the door is open for 2 cycles. I'm gonna use the DB for this. So I'm gonna load into R0. At this point I don't care about the other variables. So from the door if it's open. And then you branch jump to this branch if is equal to 0, it means close. Jump R0, just go to the start. If it's not close, then I'm gonna load into R0 from DB setting. And I'm gonna add into R0 from R01. And I'm gonna save into DB setting before I save. So this will be the first cycle. 1. Do I really want 1 cycle? So I want the door open for 2 seconds. 2 seconds is 4 cycles. Okay. Do I want it to close at 4 seconds, which will be 1.5 seconds, or no? Okay. So let's just do if it's greater. So save to DB setting R0. So this add 1. And then I just branch if it's less than R05. Just go to start again. If we finally hit this part here, this means we are too, it's open for too long. So save to DB setting, go back to 0 and save into the door open 0. That should close the door. That should be all I need. And then I export to the upper. I'm missing the heaters. So in the cooling mode, save is less than, so I need a minimum temperature. So I need to sub into R6 from the target temperature and the offset. And then I'm gonna do a save is less than into R6 from the actual reading, not from the offset. If it is less than R6. Yeah, so if the reading is below the minimum, right, target minus offset, then we are too cold. So that will be a save batch into the wall heater. If I can type it, wall heater hash on R6. So it shouldn't keep turning on and off unless I leave the door open, but that's fine. So now this guy gonna miss all the pins. So the gas sensor will be lower level. What the heck's lower level? Oh, that's the actual housing. Yeah. I need to add the what the thing is on the name, otherwise it's confusing. Low level gas sensor, upper level gas sensor. That's it. Cooling valve and upper level and lower level. Yeah, that's confusing. cooling valve 35, then CO2 pump, CO2 lower, CO2 upper, then the nitrogen pump, any pump upper, yep, that's the one, and then the door. The door is, there is only one door. Composite door, guess I call that upper level door, and that should be all. So I turn you on now. You should, first of all, close the door. Yep, so I open the door. I'm gonna pass some seconds, you're gonna close the door. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm gonna open the door, I'm gonna pass. Closes. It's cooling, it's not adding gas. It's cooling way faster because there is way less volume here. So I open, it will equalize, doesn't matter. This one will have the cooling to cool down, and the other one has heaters to heat up. So we are at 842, we are cooling. Now while this is happening, I'm gonna check my cooling line. If I'm not overwhelming my cooling line. Nope, it's more than happy. It's barely running. Yep, everything is idling. He's running for a second and then it's idling again. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, this is more than enough for almost everything. So does this actually make a difference? I don't think that change I made make any difference. The main problem is because there is basically no nitrogen in the atmosphere, so it's just insanely low. Oh well, doesn't matter. There is a lot of volume in this tank, so... So nothing is running outside, which is exactly what should be happening. But it should... Oh, it just ran. Yeah, it just ran. So what basically what happens, it's add a little bit of gas and then stop. And then wait it for a cooldown. Add a little bit, stop and wait for a cooldown, and that's what's happening. The initial process is slow, but as it's gain mass, it starts to be faster because it's take longer for it to heat up. I could do the same as I did inside, just to speed things up, like turn everything on and just put a radiator inside just to cool it faster. But I don't need to rush. What I need is to put my furnace to work. I also need to do the Larry code, and I need to pull. So up there I'm gonna have cocoa seeds and switchgrass. I think I didn't have any switchgrass. Strawberry. Sugarcane, I mean I have switchgrass, right? But I think I left there. So corn, pumpkins, soybeans, rice, sugarcane, strawberry, tomatoes, fern, and wheat. Yeah, I left up there, annoyingly. Yeah, I think it's waiting for recharge. Shouldn't. Oh, yeah, because when I come home, I'm always assuming it's recharging from the battery, so it only leaves when it's full, which will never be. So you're gonna get stuck. Yeah, we'll need the proper code. For now, I'm just gonna do a quick fix. So what it's doing is waiting to get entered, wait to get base checks before leave, right? So this is checking for full power.
Caution.
Just go if we're above 20. Thank you. Power is fine. Everything seems pretty stable. I mean, the goal is just to be chilling. I'm just chilling. No accidents, no nothing. Just the annoyance of the furnace, but that's my own design, right? So my own doom. Could be way easier. I chose to make it harder just to get used to the things, right? So that switchgrass, yeah, I left some here, right? So what I left here is watermelon and switchgrass. Perfect. There's some extra here I can bring with me, no problem. This grows insanely fast. And doesn't spoil at all. It's here for ages now. Okay. Gonna need some chocolate this time. Oh, the chocolate doesn't go above 100%, really? Oh, I think it's the cereal bar. I don't remember which one it is. Well, now I just lose rotation for no reason. And I didn't need to print this guy. Oh well. That was done. Oh. No, I'm just crazy. The rotation is correct. Is the food that doesn't go above 100. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm gonna need a freak ton of pipes. I have one and I have 13 there. That's not nearly enough. Do I have pipes here? Nope. Probably don't have any pipes here either. Yep. I have 2 pumps. So better leave this running because it's gonna take forever to print enough pipes for this. Insulated liquid pipes. Oh, this trader there, by the way, is the trader that buys the alloys, the early alloys, and also it buys the higher level alloys, which is pretty good to make money. So I'm just holding here until I fix my furnace. Yep, so he buys all the early and then also buy the higher level ones. I will sell the early, and then depends on how the furnace goes, I might sell the higher levels as well. For now, I'm just going to leave the greenhouse here running. Should get stable pretty soon. Yeah, now that I'm doing this, I remember how slow this was to fill up. We'll see. Gonna leave this running and then I'm gonna take care of the furnace. I came here to leave the switchgrass there and then this guy down here. I mean, I need it to be slow because there shouldn't be any sudden changes in atmosphere in terms of here or downward, so you want it to be pretty slow, pretty stable. But the initial pressurization process, it's painful. So how much does it change? I can't really see. I was going to say how much does it exchange between both when I open it, but during this phase it will be impossible to see. Okay, so this is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Do I have the extra? Yes, I do. But I don't have the walls to finish this. Still need to program the Larry, right? So something that's gonna be down there on the maintenance room here. So I need more ships there to control the Larry. Also the sorting. What I want to do is like have another room, not this one, another room, which will be like my freezer. I'm gonna keep it at a minus 150 if I can. And then I'm gonna have the Larry goes there and then put the foods sorted in each locker, right? So that will be a whole another project. That's the continuation of this if you're interested in what's the next plan. Then the goal is have rockets automated bringing fuel. That's why I want to be able to run the furnace whenever I want. I don't have to keep manually doing the gas temperature control. So let's at least move the dials to this guy here. So I have the ship here, I have, it's called furnace dials. So on the furnace dials I'm gonna read from control, do an import. And now I'm gonna change this to furnace dials. And I guess I'm gonna be a little more consistent here. We'll just call this furnace control and this furnace main and furnace stack. So furnace stack, that's hard to read with the code showing above the thing. Doesn't change, right? The furnace main, furnace control, and the furnace dial. So the dial is a red set, so the only thing I need to do is remove everything else that's not the dials. So loop dials, right? So it's current array, number of device, stack position. So I don't need a tank pressure, I don't need the room pressure, I don't need any of this, right? Average temperature, target temperature. I don't need this. And then I don't need any of this here. Now, am I using the jumps? No, I'm not using those. So I should be able to get rid of all of those as well. And honestly, I don't need this either. I could just... Oh, I need. Never mind. Crap. I don't need it really, but I forgot that I'm doing 2 loops, yeah. This is looping to the rooms, and then this is looping to the actual dials. No. It's just looping to the rooms. I always forget this. You don't need to loop to the devices. The devices you access directly. And then we have the debug mode here. Just gonna take it out. So this should allow me to run the furnace controls independently. If I put an X here, so I'm using this. If I put X here, I'm using this. If I put an X here, I'm not using this. Because the device ID, for whatever reason, I'm not using, I'm putting in R0. Okay. R0. Then this is being used, this is being used, and this is being used. Okay. Main ship is not being used. I'm only reading from the stack ship. Yes. So I'm gonna turn you off. Export to the dials on the furnace control. I'm gonna comment this one here and export again. So now if I go here, nothing should be happening. But if I turn you on, nothing's happening. I think because I left a safety so it doesn't run when it is in a vacuum mode. Why is this in the vacuum mode forever? It should be vacuum like 10 years ago. This is done. This is done. This is done. And this is done. Why the heck did you not finish? It's 0. Yep. I mean, I'm not running the control, right? I'm skipping out the control, so that might be the issue. The other finished before that one. Yeah. So anyway, so I think I had the safety here to not run this when it was cooling. Loop dials, so this is just settings. I'll get the furnace history. Yeah, I'm reading if it's on. If it's not on, then it's just skip. But that doesn't matter because the furnaces are on. Yeah, this one is on.
Waste tank critical. Temperature high.
Great. Great. Copying the code from one side to another should just work. Why the heck this doesn't work? Yeah, the dials are not changing. They should be moving. You should be able to see them moving. Crap. Really? I want to at least this part work. So on the next one I can just focus on making this the actual furnace works. So the main stack is doing what it's supposed to do, right? I'm not jumping or skipping anything, right? So 1, push, 2, 3, 4, I'm skipping the jump here. 5. So if I turn everyone off, furnace stack, furnace main, furnace control, and furnace dials. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't show 1, but it's going to 1. I mean, it's not going to 1 because the 1 is... So it should be going to 1. This is the memory. Where is the other memory? So the main is responsible for turning on the furnace when it's finished, right? So it does all this. And then it skip. Once it's finally done, it puts the back pressure regulator to this value, turn off the active vent, set the furnace 0, right, and then put it to 1. So this should have already happened with this guy here. I don't know why it didn't, but control. On the control, we just push all the things to the stack and then wait for this, which is just a yield, and load the settings, wait it to be 0. While it's not 0, then it just keeps stuck here. And we can see it's working because it's switching between 0 and 1, 0 and 1. This one here is this guy here. So this guy here should be doing absolutely nothing, because right on the room control here, I just save the main ship back to 0 and just go back. I'm just skipping everything. And I'm not running the dials, so this should be doing absolutely nothing. Finally, let me copy the debug here. I have this guy here running. Which for some reason is not running. So just going to do save to db setting current array. Yeah, it is on 7. Why the heck is on 700? That's definitely wrong. So I messed up the loop somehow. I now have 7 rooms. If current array is greater than the number of arrays, where do I set the number of arrays? I never set the number of arrays. I need to read this from the main ship. Right, the number of arrays is read on the stack ship setting. Which is 5. Oh, that explains why sometimes the control throw an error. Because I'm running the set. Okay. Well, that explains some weird bugs I had. Okay, so just need to read.
Waste tank caution.
Load from load into this from stack ship setting, and then you do the thing. Well, I guess I can do it here, right? Now you're gonna fail hard. Gonna have to manually reset this. Load into number of arrays. From stack ship. Setting. Why the heck are you throwing an error on this? Then you add one, then you save on the setting, then if it is greater than this, just go back. Oh, and even zeroing this out. Why are you so annoying? 16. Why is this not running? Load into number of arrays, which is a variable. From the stack ship. Oh, it's load device. Why did you not reset? Save into DB, setting 0. Then I load from stack ship. Saving to DB, setting current array. The current arrays are 4. Really, that I'm missing the very basic initial loop. So the very basic initial loop is this. Load the number of arrays and then do this branch. If it's greater than 0, just skip it, then get device ID. Oh, I need to do this. So branch if array is 0, and then move to current array also 0. Branch is equal to 0. And I also said I need to move into current array. Yeah, that's why it's not resetting. 0. Five, six. Yeah, now because it's doing all the loops very fast and there is only one yield, it's not gonna show all the saving, the resetting, but that's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. And you can see the dials moving. And for some reason this one didn't turn on. Did I change the code here? So it is waiting for a vacuum. Where is it? Branches here. Right, wait for the broom press, the furnace press, and the tank press. It's waiting for all three to get to 0. Oh, the furnace is off. This will. Oh, that's explained. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm using the furnace on and off to control if this is in vacuum mode, but the furnace is off. But there is gas inside the furnace, so this will never run. That's genius. Genius levels of code here.
Waste tank caution.
Crap. Okay. One more. You guys please stop doing whatever you guys are doing. So I can actually make this a vacuum. Now that I think about it, this will never run. It's only working because I never run end of the furnace. The moment I run end of the furnace, this will never run again. So I need something else to know, hey, I'm in the vacuum mode, yes or no. Maybe a lever that I manually flip. Or a memory. I guess a lever. It will be one more device. So I open the lever and then it's okay, this room is in vacuum mode. Otherwise, yeah, instead of reading the furnace, I would read the lever, that's it. That's simple. Thank you. Now I just need the glass back and wait for the tanks to empty again. Well, at least it should work again.
Waste tank critical.
Really?
Temperature high.
Okay, so how is the farm, the greenhouse here? So I guess I can end this one here. And wait a little for the greenhouse here to get speed. Oh, I left printing a gazillion pipes. Jeez, that would be a nightmare. Yeah, I need to bring the pipes here. I completely forgot I left the pipe printing. I probably burned through the entire stack of steel and silicone. Wow. Rip. There's 4 KPAs here. They're gonna take forever for this to get ready. So I need another housing, another ship to control the Larry, and probably another one for the sorting. Well, that's for another day. So let's clean up the mess with the pipes. And end this one. Just before I leave, I think I didn't put a safety here to not drop the pressure too much. I just want to have a safety. So I read the quantity, then read the ratio, and then if it's above 0, yeah. And there is a filter, it runs. I need one more end here. So I need to load from R1, filtration, load into R2, filtration, Pressure at the output, not output, pressure at the input. Input, no input, thank you. Safe is greater than R2 or 270, right? So I don't want to lower the pressure on the room too much. And then finally we do an AND R0, R0, R2, that's it. And then same here. Okay, let's see the mess. There will be a mess of pipes there. The aim is there. Should have plenty of battery, yes. Yeah, using the wireless battery for the aim is just a no-go.
Hunger.
That would be
Caution.
really nice if the Larry could change aim's battery. Don't think you can, but because the aim is not a device. But we can try. Yep, that's... well, that's way less pipe than I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting way more than that. I threw 2 stacks of silicone in there. There is nothing in weird places, doesn't seem like it. One full stack, really? That's not even one. Oh, if I guess I didn't put 2 stacks of silicone there. Oh well. I leave it printing when I go work with the furnace. So yeah, not much on this one. Gonna wait for the room there, and then I should be back. So for now that will be it. Thank you for watching, if I can speak today, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.